Amid the German occupation of European towns and villages, not everyone opted to resist the invaders. Numerous women hailed the Nazis as heroes and actively collaborated with them, even forging intimate relationships. The consequences for their actions, however, were severe after the war. Following the liberation of France from the occupiers, a wave of violence surged across the nation. Women who had collaborated with the Germans were subjected to public humiliation, with crowds gathering to mock and ridicule them. This was meant to symbolize France's reclamation of freedom. The collaborators were harshly condemned, a sentiment echoed by Charles de Gaulle, who vowed that each perpetrator would face justice. The French populace took an active role in exposing those who had liaisons with the enemy, sometimes resorting to lynching. While some women were killed, others took their own lives. Estimates indicate that around 10,000 women perished due to such retribution. However, not all condemned these women's fate. Some American and British soldiers who liberated the country argued that there was too little resistance, and that public punishments were excessive. Around 50,000 women were publicly condemned in total, and even French partisans stood against them. Such punitive actions commenced in Belgium and the Netherlands, but did not escalate to the same mass scale. In these countries, the courts carefully scrutinized each case's particulars. In Czechoslovakia, a period of lynchings also occurred in the initial months after the occupation, resulting in the deaths of collaborators. Around 100,000 people, including women, were imprisoned in the country. Women's collaboration with German officers was evident as early as November 1941 in occupied territories. While not all women sought intimate involvement, some were coerced, and many suffered from famine. When Soviet soldiers liberated the areas, the problem of collaboration came to the fore. Proving collaboration was challenging, given the vast number of Soviet citizens in occupied territories. Terms of punishment varied considerably. Some women were sentenced to camps for 5 years, while others received an average of 10 years. The harshest sentence was a 25-year prison term given to a woman who moved to the Czech Republic with a German. Historians assert that the Germans did not actively encourage relations with Soviet women, yet an estimated 100,000 children were born from such unions. Mothers often hid their origins, fearing prosecution, and suggested that the children were orphans they had taken in. This complex issue should be approached with sensitivity. Soviet military commander Ivan Mesky suggested separating the children from their parents, and placing them in orphanages to shield them from societal hatred. While historical documents on this topic are scarce, Mesky's advice was heeded, and some of these children grew up unaware of their origins, blending in with their peers during their education.